Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor, and we are back in Furukzahar. We have advanced the epic a little bit, and there are a couple of side quests that we can also complete before we leave. So let's get right to it. Let's bring the helmet back to Bezabin here.
What is it?
What's that? My helmet has been taken by a cave claw, and she laid an egg inside it? That is beautiful, my friend. She is welcome to retain possession of my favorite helmet until the egg hatches, of course she is. We have to protect this nest at any cost.
A keen mind is more potent than the sharpest blade.
Will you go to the kitchens of Furukzahar and ask Sarak for some wood I can use to make a sign? I will write keep out, or quiet please, or something similar on it, and that should keep my fellow dwarves from disturbing the nest long enough for the egg to hatch. Cave claws are something of a familiar pest in these mountains, and if we do not post a warning sign, I'm afraid the guards might answer these creatures with violence. But she chose my favorite helmet as the best place to raise her young, and that makes me responsible for their safety. That is an admirable thought, I guess. Well, no, I don't guess. I share that thought fully, so I'll be happy to help you with that. But first, let's see what else is going on in here. Mologu sleeps peacefully on one of the benches, and you decide not to wake him. Really? I was so ready for a story.
Hámisar and I have come to an arrangement. During the discussion, something revealed itself to me.
Hámisar and I have come to an arrangement for the continued relations of his people and mine, Beriathan. During the discussion, something revealed itself to me. Elessar holds your gaze with a stern eye. Hámisar spoke to me of a group arising in Umbar across the Bay of Belfalas. He says they call themselves the Kindred of something. What was it? Hámisar smiles at King Elessar indulgently.
They are called the Kindred of the Coins, Elessar, but feel no shame at forgetting me.
The name is fresh in my mind, for a member of their company visited Furukzahar some weeks ago with a proposal for me. Oh, the plot thickens, and let me see. These boots look really nice. These boots look really nice too. And these ones too. I'm really liking the cosmetics here in Umbar so far.
This messenger was named Khôltekh, and he belongs to the Kindred of the Coins.
This messenger was named Khôltekh, and he claimed that the Kindred of the Coins had overthrown the servants of Sauron who ruled in Umbar. Now they name it a free city and seek allies to defend themselves from those who prefer the old order of things. And from Gondor, it must be said. It was a proposal of peace and friendship that Khôltekh brought to me. I do not wish to become involved in the affairs of Umbar, so while I did not immediately refuse, nor did I give him the enthusiastic agreement he desired. I sent him on his way, but if he was disappointed, he did not show it when he departed. That was a fortnight ago, and he is likely back in Umbar by now. But we have spoken now for such a time that my throat is parched and my eyes weary. Accept a guest room and remain here for the night. There is no need for you to depart as speedily as did Khôltekh after all. A room will be provided for you on the eastern side of the fortress, King Elessar, and I trust your companions will take their rest in comfort. What say you to this? Alright, so we are finally getting some clues about this. Let me just get a picture. Well, a couple of pictures actually. So yeah, it's very interesting because I think I mentioned that to you on the last episode, but we did during the release, or the, let's sort of call it a campaign pre-release of Umbar, the LOTRO team released a couple pictures featuring the members of the Kindred of the Coins. They were revealing each member per day, and so we already knew that Khôltekh the dwarf was one of them, but now we are being introduced to him in-game, so let's see where this goes.
We will accept your gracious offer of hospitality, Hámisar.
And I thank you for dealing with the emissary of the Kindred of the Coins, as you say. Gondor does not wish for war, and if Umbar does not offer violence, we will have no need to respond with such. Come, my friends, we will retire to our guest rooms and leave Hámisar to think upon the matters we discussed. No doubt he values the friendship of Gondor and understands the importance of such a relationship for Furukzahar and for his people. Yeah, that was very clever of Elessar if you ask me. He's playing a little coy, of course, pretending not to know about the Kindred of the Coins and that veiled message that he has just delivered to Hámisar. And we'll see, of course, what will Hámisar choose. Will he ally himself with Umbar? Will he go with Gondor? That's very interesting, and that certainly will have something to do with this locked chamber that was applying some dread on the last episode. That is very mysterious indeed. So yeah, we cannot live with such a mystery at our doorstep. And we finally are here in the guest chambers. I knew we would come here eventually, as I told you in the last episode. Hámisar has provided comfortable rooms for Elessar and his companions. That's something that I hadn't realized as well. There are 4 rooms because this company is 4 people, of course. Elessar, Gimli, and myself. So let's see.
I do not like this. Hámisar is hiding something.
Yeah, I agree. I think he would have preferred not to speak to us of the Kindred of the Coins, and had we left him the choice he would not have spoken of them at all. I believe this Khôltekh came to Furukzahar, but I am less certain the meeting was as Hámisar presented it. We should remain on our guard while we are here. Something about the situation does not feel right.
Do you really think Hámisar is lying to the king? Why would he risk such a dangerous deception?
You don't think he's in league with the Kindred of the Coins, do you? I am just a scribe, Beriathan, and not specially accomplished at that. I am not an adventurer or a hero like you. I left my home in Ethring a few months before the outbreak of war. Ever since I came to Minas Tirith and the service of the city, I have become embroiled in great events I find myself unable to comprehend. It is all very overwhelming to me. What is Hámisar keeping from the king? What do you think, Gimli?
That Hámisar is lying to us.
I don't know about what or why he seeks to deceive us, but I can see it as plainly as you can see the beard on my handsome face. Yeah, that is the Gimli we know and love. I knew there was something afoot when he made us wait so long on the doorstep. It was not mere discourtesy, it was villainy of some kind. We have yet to discover what type of villainy, perhaps, but villainy nonetheless. Do you think it has something to do with that unpleasant sensation of dread we felt by the doors south of the throne room, Beriathan? What is Hámisar keeping in that chamber? Of course it is. So, yeah, I knew all that waiting time before entering Furukzahar was not gratuitous, of course. But I wasn't expecting to get an answer so soon, really. But anyway, answers we will get, it seems. Now that we are here on the kitchens, that also gives us the chance of finishing Zadok's questline. I have reviewed the footage and what the quest said when you had the meal. Once again, I think that is very ambivalent, but I'm willing to say that it was a gesture of approval on Beriathan's part. And well, you also gotta keep in mind, he has traveled through many different places, met many different folks, cultures, so it's safe to assume he has tried also many different kinds of dishes, and I think he has gotten used to the foreigners and their cooking manners, so I think it's fair to say he liked this one. But don't worry, on my other character I will pick the other option, not liking the meal, and if there is any variation in between these two endings, I will let you know.
Might I be of service?
You liked it? Oh, I knew you would. Folk are always coming in here to tell me how much they enjoy the meals I prepared for them. I suppose Alem knew what he was doing when he taught me the finer points of cooking. Sometimes I think I cannot possibly live up to his example, so it is nice to hear such kind words as yours. Thank you for them. Zadok has a spring in his step. It seems the kitchens of Furukzahar will continue to bubble along for another week.
Do you need something?
We do have some wood here, but it is really intended to use for the cook fires when a meal has need of wood smoke seasoning. Still, I can spare some for Bessap if he needs a plank or two. He has had some nice words about meals I have made in the past. Awesome. Help yourself to the wooden planks over there. Which ones? I don't see them. Which ones? Oh my god, they were not hidden, but really hard to spot. Now you should bring this wood to Beza by the cave claw nest so he can make a sign. I'll gladly do it. So... Denji, we also need... The genie, sorry. We also need to talk to him.
A keen mind is more potent than the sharpest blade.
My father was sleeping. Yes, I should have realized. He is old. And while I treasure his wisdom and the tales he tells, he does spend much of his days sleeping by the throne. Of all the places in Furukzahar, that is his favorite chamber. He told me once it reminds him of the court of the King Jegin, the enduring ruler of the Temamir dwarfs. But I promised you would learn of the Battle of Ost Anglebed. More than 200 years ago, all the dwarf clans answered the summons of King Thrain of the Longbeards and assembled on the very threshold of Khazad-dûm to answer the violence of the orcs with vengeance of our own. My father Mulugu, very young in those days, served King Jegin and fought bravely among the ranks of her Temamir in skirmish after skirmish. Many of those who followed her have now passed on, but my father Mulugu still lives on, as does the king herself. Jegin remains king of the Temamir in our lands far to the southeast. Every clan of the dwarves suffered terribly during the war at Ost Anglebed, and King Jegin was not alone in demanding some recompense for the losses her people had suffered. For their service during the war of the dwarves and orcs, the Longbeards granted to the Temamir some of the mountain strongholds they could no longer maintain, including this fortress. And so Furukzahar became a home for the Temamir. We have gotten along with the neighboring kingdom of Gondor for many years, and I hope that will continue for years to come. The Temamir have always been the wise voyagers of the dwarves, walking long roads and sailing the vast seas in search of opportunity, quite unlike those of other dwarf families. Like them, however, we are also loyal to our friends and deadly to our enemies. It has been a pleasure to speak with you about my people, and perhaps someday I will introduce you properly to my father. Until then, farewell, my fellow student of history. Okay, yeah, we did indeed know something about this story after our time with Hermath in Erebor, but it's always nice to hear what other people have to say about this. So, the Temamir. You will also remember when we first came to Ost Anglebed, we discussed a little bit what each of these dwarf clans was and how they related to the dwarf clans that Tolkien mentioned in his books, but I don't remember which one the Temamir was. I am feeling inclined right now to double check that if I can find it.
A keen mind is more potent than the sharpest blade.
There is no time for a sign now, Beriathan. You have to do something. Tell these dwarves there is nothing to fear. They have to put away their weapons before something terrible happens. That's one. Finally certain they are safe and not in danger, the creatures crawl up and go to sleep. That was so lovely.
There is a chill in the air, and I do not like it.
What a relief, Beriathan. Wait for me just a moment, because I don't remember ever seeing this cloak. And it looks so good. I really want to check that one out. This one. Belfala's Cloak of Might. I don't know, the texture is looking so good on my side that I didn't recognize it. But that cloak is almost 10 years old. What a relief, Beriathan. We will stand guard over these cave claws until their young one hatches and see that no one threatens them. I am confident that if we do not raise our swords against them, they will not seek to do us any harm either. How big do cave claws usually grow anyway? Do you know? That is a concern for another time. Right now there is just the one egg, and it should be quite comfortable inside my favorite helmet. It is a good thing I dropped it over the railing, isn't it? I am very proud of this, my friend, I confess it. Thank you for helping me with this. Alright, to answer your question, Bezab, cave claws do get to grow a lot. I mentioned to you, well, no, let's recap in order. When we were questing in the wells of Langflot, we came across a cavern that was really close to Sundergrad, and there you could see the eye of one giant cave claw, but that one hasn't come, nothing has come out of it just yet. Now, below Gundabad, near to Mudsock's resting place, there was also a giant cave claw. I also mentioned that to you, but I think we weren't able to find that one on camera, but there's one in there. In Eastern King's Gondor, there was also another giant cave claw. That one I missed. It was in the cave where we go looking for the librarian, where there are a bunch of books. That is episode 597, I believe it is. So once again, I did miss that giant cave claw, but if you just take a look around the cave before leaving, you will see it in there. And I am quite sure I am also missing another giant cave claw. There have been plenty of them. I don't know if this is just the devs teasing us for funsies, if they are just enjoying teasing something that really doesn't mean much, or if there will be something more coming out of these giant cave claws in the future, because they have been appearing everywhere basically for a couple of years now, and yeah, I'm not sure what they intend to do with them. So I am really curious about it. Okay, so the Temamirs, according to this thing I'm checking here on my king's Discord, would relate or correspond to the Black Logs that Tolkien named. But once again, it's been so long since I read about the 7 dwarf clans that I really could not tell you anything more beyond that. At the same time, I just couldn't live without investigating and cross-referencing this information. But the time has come at last to check this door. There's got to be something in there. No one is guarding the door now. As you approach the suspicious door, a nearby dwarf seeks to attract your attention. Who? Gangur Farwend? We have met before, right?
You are a companion of the King of Gondor. Have we met?
Have we met? My memory for faces is not what it once was, and I am far from my home. I am here visiting, but I believe I have information you should know. Quietly. We should not speak here. Let us meet inside the armory across the water to the northeast. There will be fewer unfriendly ears to hear what I have to say, and the noise of the forges should help to hide our conversation. Yeah, give me just a moment. Now I gotta double check Gangur, because the name does ring a bell more than any other name we have met in Furukzahar so far. Come on. No, the only thing I have found so far is a forum post. Ah, oh man, yeah. Oh my god. This is the dwarf at the inn in Herne. No wonder he seemed familiar. We were doing that content not so long ago, and he had us collect some chunks of red rock west of Herne. It was a very inconsequential quest, and now he's showing up again. Did the devs plan on using him when they first introduced him on Before the Shadow? Maybe. But I'm just blown away once again by finding him so far from home. Please tell me you remember us, Gangur.
When I first arrived here, the Timamir showed me a great deal of hospitality.
And Hámisar gave me his personal welcome. I was not impressed, for while I have been warmly greeted at every dwarf vault I visited on my travels, Furukzahar outshone them all. But then, it all changed. I was most impressed. Sorry. A few days ago, an emissary from the Kindred of the Coins arrived. His name you know, for Hámisar told it to you. But he withheld his epithet and the folk to whom he belongs. His full name is Khôltekh the Cunning, and he is a dwarf of the Timamir who hails from some distant land. And yet it was not from Umbar he came, or at least not directly. He came from the west. From conversations I overheard, I understand that he received delivery of some artifact from the north, and he brought it with him to Furukzahar. Hámisar told you this emissary of the Kindred departed, but I think he is still here. It is the dread of the artifact he bears that you sense outside the door where he shelters. I do not know why the Timamir became so cold to me after he arrived, or why their leader lies to the King of Gondor, but I thought you should know. I will speak with King Elessar briefly if it can be arranged in secret, but I think you should all leave this place before it is too late. Furukzahar may not be safe for you. Yeah, I had that feeling. Hámisar was overly friendly even before he discussed the Kindred of the Coins, and the entire matter before the gates was very fishy as well. So yeah, there were red flags everywhere. But I don't think Elessar is going to be satisfied with this. I don't see him or Gimli living just like this because Gangur recommends so. They are not live this like that. I don't think so. Oh, you are already wearing the full set? Not the full set, but full enough for us to get an idea of how are we gonna look in Umbar. That looks nice indeed.
Gangur Farwend was just here. He told me what he said to you.
I asked him to describe Khôltekh and he did the best he could. He did say his memory for faces is not what it used to be. Khôltekh sketched a drawing from the description. Here it is. Elessar hands you a parchment on which Khôltekh has sketched a portrait. There we go. A very important portrait, that is.
My hand shook as I drew the sketch. I may not be cut out for such an adventure as this.
I hope you and the king find the drawing useful. Will you now know Khôltekh the Cunning if you see him? If you will not, the fault lies with me. I apologize to the king, for I am only an amateur artist, but he would not hear it. He is too good for such as I am.
We have no choice now, my friends. We should get as much rest as we are able.
Whatever Hámisar thinks to keep from us, whether it is the continued presence of Khôltekh the Cunning in Furukzahar or some other deception, we cannot reveal it if he chooses to keep it hidden. We will depart in the morning, rest for now, but lightly. Oh my god, no, but we have to continue investigating, please. Oh, you're gonna... Where are you gonna take us? Back to Pelargir? No. Thank god you didn't. So what do we have in here? We have the boots, agility, vitality, finesse. That's a lot of finesse. Physical mitigation. I don't know. Should I switch my boots because it gives so much finesse, but I would lose so much physical mastery. I am not sure about these ones yet. Vitality, okay. Critical rating, tactical mitigation, outgoing healing. This seems more like a tankineering. I don't know, I will need to double check this too.
It is time for us to take our leave, Hámisar of Furukzahar. We thank you for your gracious hospitality.
And for your continued friendship. The efforts of your folk on behalf of mine in days to come will not be forgotten.
I share your hopes for the future, King Elessar of Gondor.
And have this to say as well. As you return to your kingdom and continue the journey about which you spoke yesterday, let caution guide your steps. There are snakes in the grass everywhere. Indeed, even some dwarfs may hold treachery in their hearts and give voice to things they ought not. I had to send one such troublemaker from Furukzahar this very morning. The long-bearded Gangur Farwend is no longer welcome within these walls. But it is different for you and your companions, King Elessar. You, of course, are welcome to return at any time should you wish to discuss the continuing relationship of our folk. But remember what I said. Beware of snakes in the grass, for they are more likely to strike when you expect it not. Let me try and... Right, yeah. Yeah, I like this. Let me try and get a picture of Elessar, Gimli, and Kaivar. Come on. No, get out of the way, please. Get out of the frame. Thank you. Like so. And like so. Oh yeah, I like this one. I like this one a little bit more. Awesome.
Fear not, Hámisar.
I will remember your words. Elessar gives you a knowing look. Come now, my friends. We shall rejoin the rest of our traveling party at the Hall of Ost Anglebed to the southwest. That was it seems. What a shame. No, I wanted more answers. I wanted the story from Mulugh himself. It's disappointing that he chose to sleep instead. Now we need to go to Ost Anglebed. Continue this. At least we were able to leave peacefully, so that's good. But now we gotta continue our way, and I mean, we can swift travel to Ost Anglebed. Yes, it's such a long ride.
What can I do for you?
And I really want to see how this goes, how this continues. Not only that, but we are almost back at Linhir and ready to move on to Western King's Gondor, so that's gonna be awesome as well. Oh, we're also gonna enter the hall at Ost Anglebed, because you will remember back then in the previous episodes I was also wondering why there was nothing in this hall. Something has gravely upset Linhir and others of the trolling party. I know. What happened?
It's terrible. Just terrible. Queen Arwen is nowhere to be found.
Oh my god. Alright, so now we are getting some updated shields. This Warden shield looks lovely. This one looks even better. And well, the light shields not so much, but oh my god, these shields look amazing.
I beg you, ask around Ost Anglebed and find the queen.
The king will never forgive us if we have allowed some harm to befall her. Okay, let's see. Eladan. Have you seen... Oh no, that's Elro here, sorry. I have not seen my sister today, but I am not yet worried. Arwen can take care of herself if the need arises. She will be fine. The queen is gone? What do you think might have happened to her? Do you think she will be alright? What will happen now to Gondor? Retheriel, okay. I have not seen Queen Arwen today. I hope she is safe. Have you spoken with Yodith? She sees more than you might think and may know where the queen has gone. Where is Yodith? To the south, it seems? No, that's Legolas. Yeah, long time no see, Legolas. We must not immediately expect foul play, Beriathan. The queen is likely to be fine. But we should speak with those of our company who may have seen her lately. Perhaps Grethril, a father, or Yodith. They are often together and may have observed without notice what happened to Arwen. Yeah, I am looking for Yodith. Do you know where she has gone?
I'm sorry I cannot help you. Unless...
I am sorry I cannot help you, Beriathan. I was deep in conversation with a father and Grethril a few hours ago, and we only learned the queen was missing when we returned from our walk. It was such a nice stroll it was, with the flowers all in bloom. A father presented me with the finest one he could find, and Yodith trails off, a faint blush coloring her cheeks. Do you know, I think he might be sweet on me? Can you imagine? Oh, to be young again. But now that you mention it, while we were out, I did see someone wearing a cloak very similar to the one the queen prefers walking in northwest of Ost Anglebed, in the direction of the river. Do you think she might have gone that way? Oh, did she went looking for the River Sisters? Because if that's the case, that would be awesome as well. Sorry for the awkward silence there. Well, the wife just got home, we were catching up on the day. But anyway, here we have Illidan, so at least we now know where the rest of the company is. And you see here on the location on the map, the quest ring is also very close to the location of one of the River Sisters, as I suspected. So it seems we don't have anything to fear on that regard. That would be great. And it would also be great to see what has happened to the River Sisters since last we met them, which you might remember was also another one of the concerns I had last time we were here, that we really didn't get the option of catching up with them. But it seems now we will get that chance. Now here in Lower Lebanon, as I mentioned on the previous episodes, I have already completed all Slayer deeds in here, so I will just try to avoid as many of these guys as possible on our way to the glade. I think it was Roamingstar's glade. I don't remember who is supposed to be waiting for us in here, but one of them will be there for sure. I think it was Roamingstar. Once again, this was almost 300 episodes ago. Prince Lando, Thorin Ernil, right? Because we are, yeah, in the boundaries with Thorin Ernil, of course. This white trees look so cool. I have a couple saved for decorating my house, but I haven't taken the time to do so yet. But oh, I'm really looking forward to it when I finally save some time for that. There we go, yeah. Roamingstar, you have found Queen Arwen deep in conversation with Roamingstar. Oh, my memory is not as bad as I thought. What do you think of that, huh? How do I get a good picture of Queen Arwen and Roamingstar? It's very hard, but okay.
But I hope you will heed my words, Maiden of the Gilrain, and trouble yourself not overmuch.
A life is lived as it is lived, and if we grieve for all that has transpired, or for all that will, we could not bear the sorrow. Let it not weigh too heavily upon you, dear one. Arwen turns to see you and smiles. I hope I did not worry the company too greatly, Beriathan, but I did not want to burden Roamingstar with the tramping feet of my husband's entire retinue. There were things to be said in private, and I felt certain I could return before Yrith finished her chattering. I saw her from afar, and it seemed she had only recently begun. Even from such a distance, I believe she might have become rather enamored of the groom who keeps the horses.
Farwend has shown me the kindness of the sort I had thought vanished from the world.
I do not know what to say. King Elessar has arrived. Awesome. Uh-huh. Let me grab another picture of King Elessar, because why not? Looking good there.
If I wore my ranger garb, I could have approached without making any noise.
But these garments are much less suited for walking in the wilderness. I hope I did not frighten Roamingstar with my tramping. Arwen has spoken to me of her desire to meet the maiden of the Gilrain, and I did not wish to interrupt. But I have need of you, my friend. Alright, let me just see. Oh, this looks awesome. I'm definitely getting this on my mariner alongside the dagger we got last time. Agility, vitality, might, and will. No, of course. Well, it doesn't matter anyway, because we cannot use... I know we are not high level enough, but we are not replacing our legendary item with this weapon anyway.
I have sent the rest of the traveling party on to Linhir, with instructions to aid the people there.
Your report that supporters of Years of Castamere maintained a presence in that city is worrisome to me. Perhaps if we can give the townsfolk what help they need, we will help reduce support for any of that sort who remain. I told Kyavar to make a list of notable tasks, meet up with him in Linhir, and learn the content of his catalog of things that need doing. Afterwards, he is to guide the company through Thorin Ernil and into the Ringlow Vale. Arwen and I will meet up with you there, or in Lamedon if we meet with delays. Are you sure that's wise? Leaving you two alone out in the wilderness? I mean, no disrespect meant to Roamingstar, but you will not accompany them beyond your boundaries anyway. And, well, the king has experience enough surviving in the wilderness. Yeah, I think we shouldn't worry much for them both. So, on to Linhir it is. I think I could use my milestone. Oh, come on. Yeah, I could use the milestone there. Take us very close where we need to go. Yeah, let us do it. I am feeling a little bit hasty today. I want to get answers. I want to see where this takes us, and we don't have that much time left anyway. Our sister Narwen will keep Elessar from trouble. Worry not. What do we have here? Well, plenty of people in Linhir too, so here we have Lineal. Okay, a father, Yored, Ivar, Rosaran, Legolas, Gimli, Elessar, Elladan, and Elro here. Glindor. Okay. So,
Oh, I am glad to see you, for I am at the end of my wits.
the king instructed me to make a list of things we might do to aid the people of Linhir, but everyone I asked had a different idea of where to start. Some are concerned about the foes that still stalk on Ernil to the west of the river. Others claim the pests that inhabit the town have gotten out of control in recent weeks. Others say the burnt timbers that remain in Linhir pose a risk to the health of the citizenry, and some, well, I think some folk just want to talk. I don't know with which of these things you want to start, but the king did say we were to be comprehensive on this behalf. I will see to the burnt timbers, but perhaps you can tackle the other items on the list? Sure. Nimdal is concerned about increasing pests around Linhir. Oh, we can easily take care of that. As we make our way looking for the other citizens we need to talk to, there will be plenty of chances to defeat pests. Because it does seem like, yeah, we need to cross to the other side of Linhir, actually. Oh my god. Christ, I thought I had triggered my end, never surrendered. Jeez. Mariel is worried that some of her neighbors have disappeared. Okay. I got a little cocky there. Poor Herne is not really worried about anything, he's just lonely. Poor guy. Maybe we can find someone to make him company. We cannot stay much. But maybe we can find somebody else. I don't know. There we go.
You took care of everything on the list? You're good at this, aren't you?
The king asked me to direct everyone through Dor Ernil and into the Ringlow Vale where he and Queen Arwen will rejoin us. I don't know why he chose me for this task. Do you think he knows that I was born in Ethring? I might have mentioned it to you once when he was nearby, but surely he would not remember a thing like that. The Grand Lighthouse of Barad-dûr is in our way, and I would not mind stopping to see it before we continue on to Ethring. I visited it when I was just a boy and found it most impressive. I heard a disturbing rumor that the lighthouse sustained some damage during the war, but perhaps that talk was exaggerated? I hope so, at any rate. No, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but that was not exaggerated at all. But well, I will let you see for yourself when we get to the lighthouse. It is an impressive building, but sadly it is very damaged after the war. You will remember that's when the Blade of Lebanon, I think it was issuing the commands to the choristers, and we learned that when talking with Taxamat, which is Jajak's brother. That much I do remember because that storyline was easy to remember, and well, you know I got to like Jajax a lot in our travels together, so I remember a little bit better what happened with Jajax, especially towards the end when he left for home, basically, and we said goodbye. The brothers are not here. It's a shame, although I understand why they wouldn't be here, because if you didn't finish the epilogue in Linhir, then you wouldn't know how that storyline ended, and then you might be confused if you come back here and see everyone alive. But it would have been nice to see a continuation of that. Okay, and here we have Linhir as well. You will remember last time I was in Linhir, I commented to you how Linhir was offering this quest before the release of the expansion, and that was at some point patched, because when we came here and talked to her, she didn't have anything to offer, but now she does.
Gondor needs your aid.
Good day, traveler. Word was sent from Dor Ernil. Work has begun in the restoration of the lighthouse that guides the Bay of Belfalas. All able-bodied individuals who can help are encouraged to volunteer. Erhard awaits you at the beacon of Dol Branor. He should have more information for you. Okay. Where's the beacon? Yeah, it seems we have two different pathways to pursue now. Ah, there will be a stable there at Barad-dûr. That's gonna be good. So I think yes, we will first go to the beacon and talk to Erhard, and then I hope the game will eventually lead us to Barad-dûr, because that is also our next step. That, however, is all the time we have for today, so once again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.